Dramaturgy. Not every production has a dramaturg, but it can be very useful. We asked our resident dramaturg what she does and why it's important.
Dramaturg, the way I like to say it, is a main contextualizer for a show. They're the person who provides context for cast, crew, and audience as well. So we did Faustus. That one was written in Elizabethan England, meaning that they use a lot of these and thous and outdated language. So a main role of a dramaturg in a show like that is to make sure that the cast knows what they're saying, and then thereby the audience will know what's being said on stage. Because if an actor doesn't know what they're saying, an audience member is absolutely not going to know what they're saying. So yeah, that's an example of something that a dramaturg does. They dive into history, they dive into what makes the show, what made the show, who made the show, the context that created the show, what was going on in history, politically, what wars were happening, what people were wearing, how people acted, how people talked, and they are kind of a keeper of knowledge. They provide that information to a cast, to a crew, and then often will help with stuff during the show, such as talkbacks or lobby displays or something that will engage the audience and further draw them in and help them to understand the show just as much as the actors do. Another main thing that a dramaturg does is that they are an advocate for the playwright. They are not only just a keeper of knowledge, but also a keeper of intent. The person who dives into the context of the playwright, what they were experiencing, and tries their best to understand what the playwright originally intended. So that's why a dramaturg is useful for not just a historical play, but also more modern play, or if you're doing a historical play that you're modernizing, you still want to keep it true to what was intended by the playwright. Context is a huge word with dramaturgy. It's all context, and that can be historical context, emotional context, thematic context, just help provide further information for why the play is happening and why the play is important.